All right, so we are going to finish our lesson today. We were looking at place value. We were looking at the forms like word form, standard form, expanded form. So today we're going to go over these symbols here. We're going to go over less than, greater than, the equal symbols, and rearranging numbers in order. And then lastly is graphing on a number line. But we're only graphing whole numbers. We're still on our whole numbers unit. All right, so here, when you're using these greater than, less than, or equal symbols, notice that when we're using the greater than or less than symbol, this alligator mouth is always going to open towards a larger number because the alligator wants to eat the larger number because it's really, really hungry. All right, so make sure that mouth is always open towards the greater number. All right, so here, this example, we're looking at 735 compared to 794. So always start from the left-hand side and continue until, for example, in this example, 7 and 7 were both in the hundreds. Then we have a 3 in the tens, a 9 in the tens. So therefore, 794 is greater. Pretty simple stuff there. All right, here, just a quick 3 examples. You're going to either place your less than, greater than, or equal sign to make it a true statement. So I'm just going to pause here and let you guys quickly do those. All right, so using our symbols here, our first one, 7 in the 10,000s place, 7 is in the 10,000s place. Then we have a 4 in the thousands place, we have a 9 in the thousands place. So therefore, 79,000 is greater. All right, let's see here. We have a 7 in the 10,000s place, and here we don't have a 10,000s place. We only have a thousands place. All right, so therefore 70,000 is greater than the 7,000 there. All right, here 10,000s place is 8, 10,000s place is 8, thousands place is 3, thousands place is 3. So keep going. We have 4 in the hundreds place, 4 in the hundreds place, keep going. We have 3 in the tens place, we have a 5 in the tens place. So therefore, this number here is the larger number. I tried to be sneaky with the second one. All right, so here we are looking at arranging from greatest to least. So let's do the first one here. We have the greatest number here would be 750. So I'm going to write 750 here, and I'm just going to cross it out. All right, next we would have 705. Next would be 570. And then 507. All right, here we're looking at numbers in the thousands. So you'll see thousands, it's a 4 for each of them. All right, so next you'd have to look at your hundreds place. We have a 6, we have an 8, we have a 6, 8, and the 0. So let's look at the 2 that have the 8 in the hundreds place. So 4,860 is the greatest. So we'll write that one first. All right, and then I just cross it out because we've already used it. Next would be 4,806. 4,806. All right, next, we have 6 in the hundreds place. We have 2 of them, 4608 and 4680. All right, so the next greatest would be 4,680. Next will be 4,608. And then our last one is 4,086. All right, so always go from left to right when working on rearranging these numbers. When we are graphing whole numbers, or when we are using number number lines, we can basically graphically show where any number is placed on a number line. And here we're looking at some examples. So our first example are all the whole numbers less than 5. So 5 is not included. It's all the whole numbers less than 5. So on this number line, they've circled them here, but you need to get used to filling them in. So anytime it's filled in, that means that number is included. And we'll get into more of that when we start doing algebra. We fill them in, like so. All right, so here we have all the whole numbers that are greater than 32 and less than 36. So just the numbers between 32 and 36. 32 and 36 are not included in that. So the three numbers here that are included between 32 and 36 are 33, 34, and 35. All right, so again, we fill in those circles when those numbers are included. In the modules that we see in our workbooks, they just circle them, but we need to have them filled in. So our last example, all the whole numbers that are greater than 2. So remember, the 2 is not included. It's all the numbers greater than 2. And then see these 3 dots at the end? It just means that those numbers will continue on forever. They'll continue on forever in both directions to infinity. So all the numbers greater than 2 here, just make sure when you're doing this on your number line that you are filling all of those in. All right. One thing for grade 8 is you'll have some questions that I'll ask you about whole numbers versus natural numbers. So what you need to know about that is that when we're talking about whole numbers, the 0 is included. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. When we're talking about natural numbers, they do not include the 0. So notice here, when we're using natural numbers, the 0 is not included. It just starts at 1. And then as we continue with math, then you'll learn about natural numbers more, whole numbers. Then we'll get into integers, and then we'll get into rational numbers. All right, so this is the homework for today's class. You just have to finish the graphing. If you didn't finish the place value or forms of numbers, then make sure you finish those as well.